Welcome again to Qigong. This is section 2 that we're going into now, and we're going to learn 6 new movements in this section. So as with every section, we're going to start in the Wuji position and then step into the beginning position. So that, along with your intention, will be the start of your practice that day, and we'll review that when we go over the actual session of me showing the movements all together. Right now I'm going to go through the nuances of each of the movements, and for this particular section we're actually going to change our feet position to the toes pointing inward, and we have a new movement here that we're going to learn that's going to go with each of the movements in this section. And this is instead of the rise and fall that we did with the first 4 movements, this is going to be a side-to-side movement. So the way this works with the legs is you're going to be standing with your feet in, and you're going to imagine that your hip bones, there's a couple of headlights right there in your hip bones. So I'm going to actually keep the headlights here right now and demonstrate the movement, and then I'm going to explain what's happening after I demonstrate. So I'm leaning, I'll demonstrate as I go. I'll speak as I go. Leaning to one side with about 80% of your weight on that foot and lighter on the left foot, on the other foot. Shifting over. So it's not like a dancing movement with the hips moving this way. The hips are actually kind of staying stationary and stacked over the spine. You can see that in the heel. The back is over the heel. So it's just a back and forth with the weight shifting from one side to the other. And because the hips are moving with the knees on this one, it's okay if your knees go over your toes on this. That's not a problem because the hips are carrying the weight. The reason we don't want the knees over the toes when we have our feet straight or outward is because they put extra pressure on the kneecap. So just to give you a little anatomy there. So it's back and forth, weight to one side and to the other. So try this now with me. Back and forth. We'll start at the beginning, feet pointing inward, pretty much shoulder length apart. But what's comfortable, feel the comfort of it, and go ahead and make your headlights there because I think it will help out for this learning phase. So it's one side, weight on the knee bent side, shifting the weight and turning, shifting the weight and turning. So that's going to be the primary move throughout these 6 movements. So that's the legs. And now I'm going to teach you the arms, each of the movements separately, but I'm going to teach you the arms, and then I'm going to put together the arms and legs together. But I am going to stand in the position while I'm here, just because. So this is called arms flowing through water. So you can imagine sometimes when you're at the beach and you haven't quite dipped yet, maybe you're up to your waist and you're kind of just flowing your arms through the water. It's like that. And it moves like this. The arms are going one side. And notice that I turn them when I get to the back. So we actually want the hands facing where the energy is moving. And that you can think of as a generalized thing, that the hands are facing in the way that we're moving the energy. So we're going all the way back. Now I'm not turning us back as far as we will because I'm going to put the legs in a minute. So this is the whole movement. Your arms are about waist high. Oh, and by the way, we're working with the heart center this time. Our focus is on the heart center. So you see I'm up around the heart center with my arms now. And we're moving this energy right around the heart center. So go ahead and just practice the arm movements with me now. One side, and then the other. And then again. And back. So there'll be 4 times in that when we do it in the form. So now we're going to add the leg movements with it. So watch how I do this and watch how the movement goes. I'm keeping that idea of the headlights for the movement here, and it's going to be coordinated with the arms. So I'm starting, going to one side, and the side I'm going to is the other knee that bends, and now I can go ahead and go a little bit further. But you're going to go wherever your comfort level is. If it's this far, that's how far you're going to go, with the ultimate being facing back. But you don't have to go that far. Now, as I go to the other side, the other knee bends. And the weight on that side. So the weight is on the opposite leg than the direction that your arms are in. Shifting. So basically it's this while the arms are moving. And it really does feel coordinated once you get into the groove of it. Back and forth. Doesn't have to be a big movement with the legs. It can be as slight as you need, going back as far as feels comfortable with the arms. All right, so that's the first movement, arms flowing through water. Now, during this part, another addition to the movements is the shift from one to the other. So the next movement is called leaf blowing in the wind. And how it's going to work is, let's just say, let's go 4 times. 1, 2, I'm going fast now because I'm just going to show you the shift. 2, 3. Okay, now I'm on my 4th movement, and I'm going to bring the inside hand to the belly, toward the belly, and the other arm is going to go up overhead. So let's do that again. We've come to the 4th time, so 4th time, inside hand moves to the belly, outside hand flows up over to the other side. So it's the palm is facing out, it's coming around and over to the other side, and notice I'm on that side. I'm continuing to do this movement, so I've come here, I'm on this knee, the opposite knee is going, now the hand comes to the belly and the other arm moves over. Now when I say comes to the belly, it doesn't actually touch the belly. Again, it's energy, right? So we're leaving the space for that energy. So there's a little space in front of that, behind that hand in front of the belly. So you see that there's still some focus on the lower Dan Tian, but we're also moving the energy around the heart center. So let's say we've come up and around. So this is leaf blowing in the wind. Watch how this works. So now I'm in front of the heart center. You can imagine this. If you've ever seen the leaf blowing in the wind, it's hard to catch it. It's going its own way. And now in front. So I'm going to do this 4 times. So again, up and over. I'm following the energy with my eyes. Don't have to, but that's always an option. And as I go back and forth, it's the opposite leg that is bending over. Go ahead and join me when you feel ready to check out this movement of leaf blowing in the wind. I'm going to do it one more time on this side. Over. In front of the heart, palm facing out. Coming around, notice that looseness in the elbow and the wrist, the hand coming last. Do it one more time. And over. There's that leaf, the hand is the leaf, and in front of the heart. All right, now for this last movement, let's say that was the 4th. Now I'm switching hands and I'm bringing that hand down, and then this one is going over. Now we're going to do the other side. Again with the opposite leg. So let me do that switch again, a little bit tricky there. So the last thing we did was coming across, let's say this is the 4th movement. So we're coming across the heart, And we're going up as if we were going to start again, but we know it's number 4, so now we're switching. Hands, the other arm comes up, and then the same movement. Hand out, facing out, swooping down, collecting earth chi, bringing it and circulating it through the heart, raising it up overhead, in front of the heart, gathering, back in front of the heart, up and over, and gathering, and in front of the heart. So we're going to practice that again in a little bit, but that's the leaf blowing through the wind. So now we're going to imagine we've come the last time coming through the heart, and now we're going to shift into a new movement called outside parry. So watch how I do the transfer here. So we've come through the heart, and I'm dropping this hand, and the hand that was at the belly is coming up, and the parry is one side and the other. Notice this hand is coming around on the bottom. The parry is the movement across. So I want you to notice something about this movement. I'm not going like this with my arms. The arms are actually moving with the body. My arm isn't moving right now on its own. It's moving with my torso. So watch this again. So outside parry. I'm not swooping my arm. It's moving with my torso. And it comes down a bit here. It moves a little bit toward the end with the torso. Even this arm that's coming over is moving with the torso. So it's actually the body, and technically it's the energy that's moving the body, but we're not quite there yet. We're just learning about how that might be happening. Outside parry. It looks like such a simple movement, but it's actually more complex than it looks. And again, we're keeping that same idea with the opposite knee bending and that stacking above the heel. All right, so that's the outside parry that we just did. And I'm going to do that 4 times. So we're going to imagine now that we're coming over for the 4th time. And now we're going to shift into inside parry. So watch what I do with the arm. We've just finished the 4th time. Now inside parry. Again, it's the torso that's moving. The arms are moving with the torso. We're going to do 4 of these, but we're going to just demonstrate with a few extras. Come on and join. Again, the arm is moving with the torso, so it's just moving the energy in that direction and back. Continuing with that headlight moving of the hips. Alright, so I'm going to review this again, the outside and the inside. So we're going to do 2 of, well, we'll go the 4. So we finished leaf blowing in the wind, and the last movement was like this, through the heart, and then outside. Moving with the hips. And there's 4, and when we get to the other side, now we're shifting inside. All right, those are the parries. Still having the feet facing inward. Sometimes you may need to adjust that. Shake and jiggle if you need it, which I just kind of needed right then. All right. Watching those knees as well, making sure to keep those knees from being locked. All right, so we've now heading to the next one, which is called Catching Stars. So we're imagining that you have finished the last inside parry. We're on one side. Now, the other arm is going to come up and grab the star and let it go. Grab the star and let it go. So there's a lot going on here because as you're letting go with one hand, the other is grabbing. And you're on the same side with the grab. Grabbing with that knee bent, same side knee, bent with the grab. Grabbing the star and let it go. And just to show this movement, so it's an exaggerated wrist movement because we're really trying to get the ligaments juiced up here in our wrist. So, you know, we do a lot of computer stuff and people have wrist things going on because of technology. So grabbing, exaggerated wrist, and then letting it go. It's another exaggerated movement of the wrist where it's actually going right up straight to let the star go. So catch the star, let it go. Others coming around. See how I'm twisted to that side. Catch, let it go. Catch, let it go. Catch, let it go. Catching stars. We'll do that 4 times. And the last one is, well, the second last, not including the meditation, the heart meditation is the very last one. The second last one is bow and arrow. And I really love this one. It's really kind of fun. So we're it does have a lot going on. So we caught the star, caught the star, caught the star. Now we're doing the 4th catch the star. And now this arm is out here. And we're going to bring it in. We're still, we're turning our feet outward for this now. So we're bringing in, catching that energy. And then for the 3rd one, we're bringing this arm back and it's bow and arrow and we're coming down. Now there was a lot there, so I'll just do it on its own and then we'll connect it with the catching stars. So arm moves in, collects, the other arm's collecting. And as we move the 3rd, it's coming above, we're looking to the other side of the arm. So in this case, this arm's moving and we're looking in the opposite direction of that 3rd arm, right? The 3rd, we have 3 arms here. The 3rd grab of the arm. So let's start that again. Bringing the energy in, collecting the energy in. 3rd round, we're looking across and we're doing bow and arrow. So this is can be a deeper bend, but it also can be less. So you have to figure out for you what's going to work for you and your knees. It doesn't matter how far you bend. So as this last arm, so one hand is here, the 3rd round coming around. As that arm's coming, it's pulling the bow back and we're looking just above the 2 fingers. So what's happening on this hand is as I'm moving it, I have 2 fingers getting ready and the thumb is grabbing the 4th finger. So it's like that. So that's like looking through the sight of the bow. So we're so one hand's here, 3rd time around, looking in the direction, and it's a slow movement there. So let's do that. I'm going to do the whole thing again, not forgetting about the stars for now. So we're grabbing the energy, pulling it in. 2nd arm, pulling it in. 3rd arm's coming around. As this arm's coming around, I'm looking in the direction of my arrow, and there it goes. And this is really a strong pull back. Imagine that we're pulling back on the bow, the string of the bow, and looking through the sight. We stay here for a little bit. Now this arm comes in first, the one that was the arrow. Same thing, 3rd time in, looking in the direction of the arrow and stretching the bow back. And this can be complicated. Sometimes people like to do it with 1 finger. The 2 gives a stronger, again, wrist kind of activity there for the ligaments, and you can decide how you want to do that, but I like it with two. And where am I looking right now? I'm looking over the fingers into kind of nothingness, and you can think about that in general, where where you're looking. You may have something beautiful that you have in your setting that you're looking at. You may be outside. Something I haven't talked about yet, which is that you can do Qigong anywhere. You can be in any room. You can see you don't need much space. You can be outside. I'm wearing this outfit because I wanted you to be able to see the nuances of what the body's doing. But you can wear loose clothing. You can even wear jeans. You can wear shoes if you want. It's really not, there's no set way that you should be dressed necessarily. So you can feel comfortable with that, and the setting as well. Outside is a wonderful setting for Qigong because nature, it just fits very, very well. If you can get into, if you have a quiet place where you can go ahead and do it. And I did it at the beach recently. It was really kind of fun. All right, so that was a nuance. That was just a little piece, added piece there. So again, grabbing the energy. And then third time, we're looking in the direction of that shot and really stretching this arm back. So this is going to take a little bit of practice, but you'll get it. And it's really fun, I think. It's a very fun movement. And holding it there. And then from there, after we've done that 4 times, we're going to go right into the standing meditation. And I like to move my legs in a little bit for that, get comfortable. And this is the standing meditation for the heart. Will be our ending for this section. All right, so a lot there. You're going to have time to practice it. You have the teaching piece here in this part of the video, and then again you're going to have I'm going to do the whole flow just of today's piece in the next video, and that's what you're going to practice for the rest of the week. Just the 6 and 7, including the meditation, and you'll end yours. You'll see in the other video, but you'll end it in the same way we have before, with going to the ending position. All right, so see you in the next video.